When I'm cooking, I'm usually listening to music, which I'm not allowed to do right now, which is kind of a problem, but maybe we'll drop in some music in this later. Do we have music on this?
Yeah, we will.
Okay, cool. Well, maybe we'll talk about that later. My name's Angela DiMayuga, and I'm a chef and creative director for food and culture at Standard Hotels. I was asked to participate in this series for New York Times, 10 essential Filipino recipes. Really honored to share the 10 that I think are essential. This dish in particular that we're cooking today, chicken adobo, is something that I grew up eating a lot of, but this one I think is super special. It's a nice variant that makes it extra delicious. Adobo is so few ingredients, just garlic, bay leaf, black peppercorns, salt, and vinegar. Everyone has their different proportions and also the different types of meat that you could use with it. I'm using 3 different coconut flavor to the dish: coconut oil, coconut vinegar, and coconut milk. When we're done braising it, I get really obsessed with the fact that it feels velvety, which is a texture that we find, I think, maybe more in like French food. It adds this like unctuousness to Filipino food that we don't always see. Even though they're just so few ingredients, it's kind of unlike anything else I've ever had. Again, this recipe is super simple. I have my own steps of how to build this recipe, but you just really throw all the stuff in a pot at the same time and let it roll. I have a couple steps that I like to do, so I'm gonna just show you what I do first. So the prep is really minimal here. It starts with about 15 cloves of garlic. Really, there's like not that much labor involved in this dish at all. I like to also keep the cloves just like crushed. It's pretty fun to bite into a really soft cooked garlic clove as well. 15 cloves might sound crazy, but again, there's only a few ingredients here, so we're gonna enjoy the fact that there's 15 cloves of garlic in here. You know, when you think about a raw piece of garlic, it's really overwhelming, but what happens when you cook garlic this slow and braise down, it becomes like really beautiful and sweet. There's a range. Garlic is versed, like it can do a lot. It's not just what you think it is, that you can only have one, so I'm just validating the use of 15 cloves.
Garlic is first.
I know that the recipes that I grew up having are really, really special, and a lot of them come from my mom and grandmother. It's really just like from this bank of recipes that my mom has collected. She just had this really long document. I think it's like 40 or 60 pages of just recipes she loves. Not only her recipe, but my grandmother's recipe, one of my aunt's recipes, like Tita Baby's recipe. These are all flavors that I grew up eating, and then I could have my own memory of how I wanted to build these recipes, but also know that I can pull directly from a lineage of people that care so much about these dishes. Garlic is done. Did the 15 cloves. It took like 2 hours. We're gonna really have to speed this up. I like to use a Dutch oven because I like to have as much surface area as I can to just sear off the chicken a little bit to start jumpstart the rendering process of the skin. Coconut milk, and so I just use unsweetened, full fat. We like the fat. That's what makes it velvety. Really low prep here. Pan tot, coconut oil, and I like to use an unrefined coconut oil. Give it a little swirl. I'm gonna add my whole black peppercorns, a bunch of coarsely ground chili flakes, toast that in the oil as well. And then add your chicken. My chili, my bay leaves, and then my garlic. It's okay if this gets brown as well. The idea again is that the garlic's gonna get braised with the rest of the ingredients, so break down, be nice and soft. I'm gonna keep that going a little bit longer. I know it's really embarrassing to cook with tweezers, especially me, because I'm a chef, but they're just a little bit more low profile than tongs, so I'm using them here for you guys today. Hope you're okay with that. I'm not really concerned about it touching the bottom of the pan, because I actually really like, we're not trying to render the skin too much, just to get it started, but I actually really like the jiggly, like long braised chicken fat flavor, like this jiggly, fatty collagen thing that's happening. Once I flip, I could actually really just start adding my liquids now. 1 cup of coconut milk. Usually when you're making a pot of adobo, you start knowing that you're gonna be feeding a lot of people. When I was growing up, if we had a pot of adobo, it was something to be excited about, like for several days. And you really just kind of leave it alone. You can agitate it every now and again to make sure everything's all the chicken bits are covered. Don't feel afraid to add some water to control that reduction. Oh man, That's gonna kind of mellow out once this reduces, but it's still gonna have that balance of like sour, salty, and then richness from the coconut. I really love this wooden spoon. I have a spoon collection over there. It's just a bunch of different sized spoons that I like for very specific purposes. It's very nerdy. I think a lot of chefs like spoons, but I like all these like odd shapes. Super simple, easy recipe that you could be doing other things. We can make rice. You wanna make rice? I like rice blends, so we're gonna make a rice blend. We'll just measure that right into the rice cooker pot. Filipino food, most dishes are meant to be eaten with rice, so we would always have a pot of rice going. It's kind of like a coffee pot. Pour off that starchy water. I'm gonna rinse this a few times, probably 3. And I've seen a lot of rice bags in my day, and sometimes you find weird things in there. Actually, coolest thing I found in a 50-pound bag of rice was a $5 bill, just sitting on top of it. Oh, it was an American $5 bill. I was like, what's happening? I have it framed now. So cute. Let's see. This is looking like what it's supposed to be doing. You know, it's like pretty submerged. I don't need to add any water to this just yet, but I'm just gonna move these around a bit. As I'm adjusting it, say I've let it braise for its time and then turn it off and turn it back on again, and the liquid level has really reduced. You could really just add water to it and then agitate it, and that'll just bring the sauce right back together. So this is looking good.
Cool.
So we're well past our, hour mark. You're really just looking for this texture if you ever have to adjust. And normally what I do when I serve it to people, and this is the main entree, I just serve it directly over the rice. So the sauce is really nicely reduced, completely coating the chicken, and because it's braised with the chicken for so long, it's completely permeated straight to the bone. And I like to serve it with a bay leaf, so they know that was in there. And then best part is the sauce here. So that texture from the coconut milk really gave it this velvety texture that we talked about. And there it is. I'm gonna eat it now.
Great.
I'm gonna try it. Perfect bite for me is a chunk of the meat, some of the fat, a peppercorn. It's just the best if it's just like covered in sauce like this. Doing what it's supposed to do. Tastes like my childhood.